Both Toy Story and The Dark Knight made history when they were released. Guess what? It's happening again today on my channel. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jordan and I like watching movies, and then I review them by answering 3 different categories. The one thing that I liked, the one thing I hated, and the one thing I would change about it.
Hey everyone, Editing Jordan here. I have a quick announcement. I'm currently working on improving this channel behind the scenes. You may see some major or minor tweaks over the next few videos, like my channel name being changed to Movies with Jordan. So stay tuned when I announce what I'm doing. All right, back to your regular program.
But like I said, history is being made today on this channel, and I am actually not going to follow the same structure. Why is that, may you ask? Well, thanks for asking. Let me tell you. So it all started a few weeks ago when a follower requested Toy Story. So 2 weeks ago, I went and watched Toy Story, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out the thing that I hated and would change about Toy Story. And so I'm like, fine, I'll just kind of let it sit for a little bit. And usually when I'm watching the movies, I kind of get a sense of what I would say as the movie's going on. And if not then, at least I give it maybe another day or two to kind of let my thoughts fester. But then a week went by and I had nothing. And then another week went by. Still nothing. And when I hit the point where I actually needed to sit down and write my review, I did what every normal person would do. Turn on Netflix and see what's on. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll watch something, have something to review, and then come back to Toy Story after that. And I wasn't really in the mood for a long movie. You know, it was about 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. I still had work the next day, and I was tired. So I'm like, okay, I just need to pick something that's easy. So The Dark Knight it was. Like I said, I was pretty tired going into it, so I wasn't expecting to actually finish the movie that night. My phone wasn't even near me. The lights were off.
Turn the lights down low.
And then 2.5 hours later, the movie ended and I was just lost for words. It was my second time watching it, and the first time I watched it, I didn't really care too much about it. But this time, I was captivated. And just like Toy Story, when it ended, I was like, shoot, I didn't hate anything and I wouldn't change anything with this movie. So at this point, I was starting to feel the pressure. Like, did I just watch 2 perfect movies in a row? Like, how am I supposed to review them? And people expect me to put out reviews that are cookie cutter like all the others. Y'all, I was feeling the pressure of my procrastination. But then I saw the light. Why not do a combo review of these movies and talk about the one thing that worked for both of them? So with that said, buckle up because we are going on a new ride today.
Toot toot chugga chugga big red car.
I'm not going to go over the synopsis of these movies. I feel like you should probably know them already. Well, at least Toy Story. I'm just going to get right on it. There are a lot of elements that make both of these movies great, from the art direction to the acting. But what made them so good? It's simple. They were made to tell a good story, nothing else. Y'all, I'm a Toy Story kid. Growing up, I loved Toy Story. I totally felt like I was Andy, where I took my Woody doll everywhere. Oh, shoot. I should go find it. But that means I have to go up on the loft. Give me one moment. All right, y'all. This was the Woody doll I took everywhere. And I grew up next to Disneyland, so homeboy was going with me to Disneyland all the time. I am surprised he never got lost, though he did lose a little boot. So anyways, I'm gonna try and put him on set. Let me get something to prop his head up. And even as a kid, I was convinced that all my toys were real. So what I would do is leave my room and close the door so then all the toys can hang out together. And then I would come sneak over and then I would open it just a little bit, very quietly, and I would just see if I can try and catch my toys being alive. So yeah, I was watching this movie on repeat. I had really good times at Disneyland. There was a moment I got off Thunder Mountain and Woody just was walking around and I Randa Woody. Anyways, getting a little off track for a second. Okay, but why did I watch this movie on repeat? Could it have been the good morals, the messaging of the movie? Absolutely not. I only picked up those lessons when I got older. I was hooked because the story was engaging. Woody is getting replaced as Andy's favorite toy, and then he gets lost into Sid's place, and the only way for him to get out is to rely on the toy that he hates the most, the toy that's trying to replace him. And you're never lost in this movie. In the first half, you're wondering, will Woody ever be Andy's favorite toy again? And then in the second half, you're wondering, will Woody and Buzz actually get back to Andy? I have seen this movie so many times, and every single time I'm watching it, I still have those questions pop up in my head. Now, switching over to The Dark Knight, I was equally lost in the storytelling. While the story was way more complex than Toy Story, I kept asking the same two questions over and over again. What is the Joker going to do next? How will Batman defeat him? What's fascinating about this movie was how they set up the Joker. From the beginning, it's very clear. He's not in it for the money, he's not bound by rules, and he's fearless. Because of those qualities, it makes Joker unpredictable. This lets the screenwriter do whatever he wants with the Joker to entertain the audience. And oh boy, does he. This movie was a structured, chaotic mess, and I give props to the screenwriter who wrote Joker
And voila, snaps for grace.
and Heath Ledger who played Joker.
And voila, snaps for grace.
I didn't think I was actually going to finish this movie in one sitting, but I just was so drawn to it. I felt feeling refreshed and rested after watching it. It's no secret that Hollywood is struggling to entertain audiences today. For the past 5 to 7 years, we've been getting forgettable movies, and it feels like it's gotten worse in the last 2 to 3 years. You look around YouTube, and most movie reviews are not positive.
This girl is the nastiest.
We are watching Hollywood burn up metaphorically. On one hand, it's fun to watch all these reviews bashing the movies. I mean, I'm actually having a lot of fun when I'm bashing these movies. But on the other hand, we are mourning the loss of good entertainment. And as much as we want to see these studios endure consequences, we don't want them to actually burn and crash completely. At the end of the day, they produce movies and we want to consume movies. I think it's pretty safe to say that all we want is the studios to course correct. And how do you do that? You write captivating stories. You write stories that pull people in. Stories that make you ask, what's going to happen next? How is this character going to get out of this situation? A good story gets the audience asking the right questions, and in return, there's a satisfying answer. How will Woody and Buzz escape Sid? They have to put down their pride and work together. How will Batman save Rachel and Harvey when the Joker has forced him to choose one or the other? He saves Harvey because he's the hero that Gotham needs. We wanted Rachel to be saved because Bruce loves her, but saving her goes against who Batman is, someone who puts Gotham first. It's an outcome we hate to see, but it satisfies who the character is of Batman. It's very emotional, it's not what we wanted, and that's what great storytelling is. On the other hand, a poorly written movie gets the audience to ask the wrong questions. And that's something that I notice when watching movie reviews about Snow White, The Electric State, Joker 2 even. People are asking, wait, how does this world work again? Why would that character make that choice? What's even the logic here? These questions distract and confuse the audience from the actual story because the focus isn't on the story. It's pushing a message.
Yes, yes.
And when a message drives a story instead of serving it, it just doesn't work. Why? Because movies are more than just a message. They're an artistic form that's meant to entertain through a compelling story. Yes, every story has a message, but the most powerful messages happen organically. Take The Dark Knight. There's a lot of political messaging in it. Yet somehow I didn't feel lectured. Why? Because at its core, the story is about Batman trying to stop Joker. That's what's driving everything. That's what makes that movie so compelling. After watching Toy Story and The Dark Knight, one thing was very clear to me. We are in a desert of entertainment right now. I miss watching movies where time just flies on by. I miss going to the movies, being excited for what's coming out. Like in the past 3 to 4 years, I think I went to the theaters 10 times. I want to see more movies, but when I actually look at what's playing, I'm like, no, I don't want to waste my money on that. So what do? I go rewatch what I already love. And don't get me wrong, I love rewatching favorites. But I've been doing that for so long now that I just want something new. And I think a lot of you watching this feel the same way. We want to be wowed again, like we were with Toy Story in The Dark Knight. And I do think there's a solution. We need to stop watching all the garbage that Hollywood is putting out. I've stopped watching the live action Disney movies. I'm telling Disney with my wallet, I don't like what you're doing. And yes, I saw Snow White. But that's only because I started this movie review channel. I wasn't even planning on watching the movie. Had I not made this channel, I wasn't going to watch this movie because I didn't want to give Disney a dime from that. I didn't want them to think, yes, let's produce more of these. As moviegoers, our money is our voice. Let's use it to support movies that were made with passion, with care, that have good storytelling. Movies that were made just to entertain us. Once studios start making movies that no one's going to, they're going to have to change. So let's work together and choose what movies we want to see. And to wrap things up, I do want to let you know that I gave Toy Story in the Dark Knight 5 stars on Letterboxd. I know this isn't the usual format that I use, but if you want to see more of it, let me know in the comments section. I had a lot of fun doing a little mini deep dive on this topic. With that said, if you like honest movie reviews, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's like a partnership. I make these videos and then you get to watch and enjoy. And I do post every Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you hit the bell for notification, you'll be reminded so you don't have to forget. How convenient. Also, I want to know what movies you want me to watch. Go ahead and drop your suggestions in the comments. I do want to let you know that I do see all your movie review suggestions. I have them on a list, and so when I think it's time to watch that movie, I will. My goal is to try and watch all the movies you want me to review. They just might not happen right away, but they will happen one day. Also, if you want to keep up with what I'm watching, what I might review, I do have Letterboxd, so I will go ahead and put my username in the description so you can follow me. And that's it for today. Although I didn't say go grab your popcorn and candy at the beginning of the video because, history was in the making, this is your reminder to go stock up so the next time you can have it. And with that said, I'll see you in the next review.